And we welcome you back to Fox 34 News at 9. In the early 90s, Lubbock started working on revamping their drainage system. We continue to work on that. It's about 80% completed right now as, again, we continue that work. Mayor Glen Robertson joins us right now. Mayor, that drainage system was tested quite a bit in the last few weeks with a very, very wet May. How did we hold up?
You know, I think amazingly well. I was raised in Lubbock, and I can remember previous to the 90s, when we'd have rain events like this, South Loop and Quaker would be underwater for 30, 45 days. While we had massive flooding in that area, we literally had the majority of that water moved within 3 to 4 hours. So as painful as all of this has been, as painful as the stormwater fees are, the system works very well, and we are now able to move mass quantities of water in a very short period of time.
And Mayor, this is a good example of planning ahead. You needed to do that, and at times when you're working on this and you see no rain whatsoever, people are wondering, why are we even worrying about this? But you have to prepare for things like this happening, which they have happened now.
You know, they have, and also in this case, this was a federal mandate, an unfunded federal mandate by the EPA back in the early 90s. So the city's been doing what we have to do. It's not pleasant business. It's very tough to pay those bills, especially when we've been through a protracted drought. But I think we've got proof right now that the system works. We've been able to get the streets of Lubbock to where they're not flooded for extended periods of time. And I'll say that our citizens are safer as a direct result of that.
Now, Mayor, you mentioned stormwater, and that's what you're talking about during a work session on Thursday evening. The stormwater fees have been under fire the last few weeks and even months. What are you going to be discussing during that work session? Where do we stand with stormwater?
Well, I hope we're going to get some good information back on staff. We asked staff to go back and get us some new rate models on a way to make this more palatable, especially to the commercial customers that are paying really high exorbitant rates right now. We went from one extreme all the way to another extreme. I think what council is trying to do now is try to get back somewhere in the middle, find a compromise that we can all live with, put this issue behind us and move forward.
Now, Mayor, I know one of the items during the actual meeting that you'll be talking about concerns the Landwehr warehouse at Buddy Holly Park. We've been talking about that for the last several weeks. Bring us up to date there. What is going to be decided concerning the Landwehr warehouse?
Well, council voted a little over 2 years ago to spend a little over $800,000 on that historic building to completely upgrade it, rehabilitate it, and bring it back to use as a community center. One of our council members now wants to sign an exclusive agreement with a charity for that charity to operate that Landwehr warehouse, receive all the funds off of it, and be responsible for the maintenance. I'm struggling with it simply because it was taxpayers' money spent on that building. We need to manage that property ourselves, and if charities want to use that, they need to pay a lease rate to the city so that our taxpayers can be reimbursed for their expense.
And that'll be voted on during the meeting Thursday evening?
Yes.
All right. And also NTS Communications announcing today they're providing fiber internet to downtown Lubbock. How significant is that move?
You know, they're the third major company to announce that they're going to be burying fiber in all of our underground ductwork in downtown. We've now got NTS, AT&T, and Suddenlink, all three going to provide this service. It comes at a time when the LP&L board has been considering getting into the fiber internet business. So I think this news will just give that board more information and hopefully allow them to make a better decision.
All right. Mayor Glen Robertson, thank you for joining us, and let's hope we have a good meeting on Thursday.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Mayor Glen Robertson joining us tonight. We'll have more on these items and a whole lot more if you check out myfoxlubbock.com.